Ex-Naval officer has dropped another strong and challenging reaction on this issue of USAID. And I mean, this alleged Boko Haram funding. And you'll be shocked to hear his reaction. But relax, let me gist you. Now, ex-Naval officer was interviewed on this issue that is going on. And he said he said that he's very disappointed with the way we are handling the issue. I was like, Ogenekwa. He said that every pundit has kept on talking about USAID. What about Nigerian AID? I was like, Nigerian AID. He said yes, that if there is no willing collector, there will not be any willing giver. He said that the US or whoever cannot fly from air to come and give support to these bad guys if there are no internal people from here who are helping them to actualize that. I was like, yeah, that's what's up. He went forward to explain that some times ago that about 400 people, with some of them are below the change rated, were arrested for this same issue. But after, we did not hear anything again. He said that we cannot keep talking about USAID or something of that nature when we are not ready to tackle the issue internally and punish those who are ready to compromise our system for any game at all. He even explained that in international relations, that there is no friends. All that is available is benefit. Now, he said that if we want this kind of thing to stop and strengthen the security and make this country a better place, we should be ready to deal with our own internal people who are ready at any time to infiltrate the system for the foreign people. And also, we should be careful with the kind of deal we strike with all these foreign people. In fact, he explains so many things in this video which you wouldn't like to miss. So just relax and enjoy this interview. But as you are enjoying it, be sharing it and also share your thoughts on the comment section. And after that, I'll be back. Let's go there.
Thank you for joining us on the news this hour. Precisely, how do you see these huge allegations impact on collaboration between Nigeria and the US in terms of fighting and countering insurgency?
Thank you very much for having me. I've been following the trend, and I think I'm surprised as to the way we are looking at this event. Probably, we don't know that in international relations, there's no friend. What is there is interest. And American, United States, the British, the French, they pursue their national interests the way they deem fit. For me, it's left for Nigeria, to put its ass together. I've always maintained that to be in the government in Africa, you require three things: intellect, character, and courage. Whatever we say the USAID is doing is in their own interest. We should put our ass together in Nigeria and ensure that we avoid three very fearful things. One of them is espionage. The second one is subversion. And the other one is sabotage. It's not only the US that is doing this. The only thing that you see difference here is that the United States of America is about the best democracy in the world. That's why you can hear this. The British are doing worse. The French are doing worse. So are the Germans. But you will not hear it. The news scramble now, we are having the Chinese, we are having the Russians. They are doing the same thing. I think this just, for me, is a wake-up call for Nigeria to understand that our national interests should be paramount. And whatever the other countries are doing, we should actually try to counter them by expressing courage in dealing with the United States, the British, the French, the Russians, and the Chinese. They will always follow their national interests. And what is it? Nigeria has huge resources, and they're going to do anything to have a go at it. So I think I will not blame the United States, French, or the British as to what they do. I will blame us.
How do you see us now?
I want to say something quick.
Yes, I'm wondering how you see us in that context. For instance, the lawmakers and intelligence units work together to get to the bottom of this and ensuring it doesn't happen again in the future if it is true.
It will always happen because when you look at the history, look at in the 70s, in the 80s, look at what happened in Afghanistan, what happened in Iran, Saddam Hussein, Libya, even Syria. This will always happen. And I want to tell our audience that there are two elements to this. The first element is the hostile intelligence service that try to ride us so that they can take our resources, including all the money stolen from Nigeria, including our brains, and whatever solid minerals we have. It is their prerogative to do that. But the other aspect that all the pundits have listened to, have not addressed, is the domestic subversive organization. CIA, MFI, Mossad, they cannot do anything except there are some Nigerians that are ready to cooperate with them. When you talk about terrorism funding, there are the Nigerian counterparts that we have neglected over the past 10 years. I said that the people you are supposed to go after are the sponsors. Now we are talking about the foreign sponsors. Nobody's talking about the 400 people that were arrested, mentioned by Malami, 400 below the change related sponsors. The other one that was sent to us also by Dubai, nothing happened to them. And every pundit I've listened to, I have been talking about USAID. What about the Nigerian ID? I think we should actually try to look at the issue of terrorism in Nigeria holistically and leave the Americans alone. They will always do this. The British are doing the same as we speak. The French are doing the same as we speak. The Russians, the Chinese are doing the same thing as we speak. Let us look inwards, because without the insider in Nigeria, the USAID they are nothing. I train with them. I train with the Mossad, train with the Americans. They cannot do anything to you except you have those Nigerians here that are collaborating with them. Let me give you a figure. If you work with USAID in Nigeria, the minimum salary you are going to get in a year is $13,000. $13,000 is the minimum wage. If you are higher up, you get as much as $80,000. I have people say, oh, they're going to absorb them into Nigerian space. Can you pay them $80,000? And if people are paid $80,000, $50,000 to work for USAID in Nigeria, they are going to sell out. I think we should stop all these aids in Nigeria so that we can actually regain our sovereignty indeed. We don't have sovereignty as it is now.
Good way to put it, and a very unique point that you have made. There were conversations as to, the role that such agencies play in Nigeria, and whether or not we have really, gained that level of economic independence, especially with the body language we're seeing from the U.S. president. Would you say that economically we're prepared to take those tough decisions you're talking about?
Oh, absolutely. Nigeria is one of the richest countries in the world. We have the money, we have the resources, both human resources and material resources. I think what we need to do is to have the courage, I mentioned it earlier, to govern this country at any level. You need intellect, you need character, and you need courage. The most important is courage. To relate with the United States or some of these people that we go to Chatham House and so on, we need courage to tell them to go to hell. We don't need them. They need us. We are the giant of Africa. Since we went to ECOMOG, they've been after Nigeria. And this thing I'm saying now is not new. It's been on forever. I was in the system and I know this has always been happening. But why they get away with this is because we have Nigerians in the military, in the political space, that are working with them. And that is why they are getting away with it. But we need to send a note of warning to those Nigerians that are ready to collaborate with the foreign partners, the hostile intelligence service, to undo our sovereignty. I think we need to set an example, get those people that were mentioned in the past, arraign them, and try them in a court of law so that others will stop collaborating with them. I don't blame Americans. So that others will stop collaborating with them. I don't blame Americans. I don't blame the British. If I were them, I would do the same. If you are stupid, I will try to help you with your resources. I will take them away. So I think we should try to look inwards and forget about the USAID. I think we should look inwards. We have our internal problem. And I think that's what we should focus on. They will always do what they do.
Indeed. Fish out the moles and someone encouraged to sever relations with these agencies. Retired Navy Commander, Associate Professor Kunle Olawumi.
You get the point. Now, with what you heard from our ex-naval officer, what do you think? Do you think it is high time we start dealing with all these internal people who are helping these foreign guys to actualize their dream? Because there is one adage in my land that says that it is the same rat in the house that will go and tell the one outside that there is fish inside the house. But nevertheless, share your thought with me on the comment section. And of course, you know the vibe now. click on that subscribe button, follow and share for more update. Because like this, we move.